In this video, I hope to convince you that we need to think carefully about how to build web applications. I'll also discuss some of the challenges that large-scale websites might face. Now, you should have already built some kind of web application before you start this subject. It is a prerequisite. Perhaps you created a site using PHP or Java server pages. Maybe it was just a static HTML web page. Or maybe you already have a job as a programmer working on a production system. But I'd like you to think for a moment about one of those applications. Is it interactive? Does it have content customized to each user? And what would be needed to make it personalized and dynamic? How many people created the website? Was it just yourself? How would you design it differently if you need graphic designers who can't code to be able to change the appearance? How would you design it differently if you needed 10 developers to work on it? What if you had 100 developers? Or what if you like Facebook with almost 10,000 employees, or Google with over 50,000 employees? How many visitors can your web application handle? Could it deal with hundreds of requests per second, thousands, or millions? Can you easily deploy your web application on more than one server? And could you manage it running on hundreds of servers? Could your site recover if one of those servers was to crash? Is your site secure? Are you sure it's secure? Could it handle an attack from a determined and skilled adversary? What about a government agency? What happens if one of your employees decides to cause harm? I think web application development is exciting because there are so many things to consider. There are endless challenges, and it can be not only thrilling, but also scary to deploy your code into the public, hoping that you haven't got any bugs. And these are the kind of issues that we will consider, in part, during this subject. So let's have a look at a few major websites and think about the design challenges they face. What are some of the challenges facing news.com.au? Well, it has many visitors, mostly from Australia, but sometimes a story will be popular internationally. It needs to handle a large amount of traffic. Visitors will mostly follow the rhythms of the working day, but sometimes when important news is breaking, there'll be a huge surge in popularity. Those visitors might also keep hitting the refresh button on their browser, hoping to find an update. News.com.au has security concerns. It would be very embarrassing if fake news articles were to be published. News.com.au needs to be maintainable. Links are shared so that the site needs to ensure that old links will keep the same content over time, possibly for years to come. And in addition, the site needs to be very flexible. You can see the front page has a very complex layout that combines stories, photographs, videos, weather, and advertising. And this content is generated by journalists who perhaps don't have much technical or programming expertise. News.com.au needs to deal with multiple platforms. Visitors will use desktop computers, phones, and tablets. So what about LinkedIn? How does it differ from news.com.au? Well, LinkedIn probably has more regular traffic. It doesn't usually have breaking news. But security might be a more serious issue. LinkedIn maintains personal details and passwords of many users, so a breach of their user database could be very embarrassing. LinkedIn is an international site. It doesn't just serve Australia. It may have more visitors than a local news site and also needs to deal with many languages. LinkedIn is highly personalized. While news.com.au shows the same front page to everyone, LinkedIn has a customized feed for each user. When you search in LinkedIn, it knows who you are and it searches your whole network. A single search engine is not enough. LinkedIn is also a communications platform, so it needs to be able to send messages in close to real time. Twitter's openness presents a different set of challenges. Perhaps security is less of a concern because everything on Twitter is public. However, Twitter needs to deal with real-time communication. There's an expectation that a tweet will be sent instantly. When Katy Perry tweets a photo, her 70 million followers should receive it within a few seconds. This is extraordinary infrastructure, but it took Twitter many years to learn how to handle this and face many public website failures in its early years. Twitter is also a platform. Not only are users visiting with their desktop computers, phones, and tablets, but There are also custom apps, including apps built by other companies. Some Twitter users are not even people. It has been connected to robots, appliances, homes, and other sensors and displays. From a technical point of view, YouTube is perhaps one of the most exciting websites. The site hosts over 1 billion unique visits per month. According to Wired magazine, with YouTube's help, Google is responsible for 6% of internet traffic. So what are YouTube's challenges? Obviously, the huge volume of data is a primary challenge. The data needs to be stored, quickly retrieved, and distributed around the world on demand. The network connections to their servers are long-lived during both download and upload. Another challenge they face relates to background processing. YouTube runs on browsers, on mobile devices, and supports different quality settings. Translating between video formats and compression levels is time-consuming and CPU intensive. No user would be happy waiting several hours after each upload while they wait for conversions to happen. Also, these conversions might be slowed down by checks for copyright violations. Now, these are just a selection of issues facing website developers. In summary, in addition to the basic functionality of a web application, we must solve many challenges: internationalization, reliability, performance, integrity, security, maintainability, and so on. I'd like you to spend some time thinking about your favorite website. What challenges has it solved? Which challenges are unique to that website? And which challenges does it share with other websites? Can solutions to these challenges be reused? Can code be reused? And should the solution be part of the web server, or should it be the web application developer that is responsible for solving those problems?